In the name of God, and all knowledge belongs to God. So this is part 2, or continuing, about why all of the world wars are just one big war about gas. And I described how showing you geographically, play by play, how World War I and how World War II went down. And those are the plays. And you only had to know the name of the country to understand of why they probably wanted it, or what its significance is, and why those moves completely symbolize what the war is, what the war was. That it was about capturing and controlling the gas and the influence of gas, and the continuation after World War II, which we'd have to talk about in another video, which is the crisis of the Suez Canal and its connection, the Suez Canal's establishment and connection with the establishment of Israel, and how it's the gateway, it's a doorway, it's a key from the west to the east. So I'm going to just close in describing this. The world wars began 100 years ago. 200 years ago. It was the year of 1800. There are no cars, no phones. We have discovered the possibility of using propulsion by constructing different machines used in different industries for work. The aristocrats and intellectuals began to realize the possibility of faster travel using propulsion. In 1800, these upper-class businessmen and leaders of the world, they devised a new technology. It required megatons of steel and coal to build and operate. The name is the steam engine. It can only operate on the railway tracks. In the century of 1800, there are new railway tracks built all across the world simultaneously, including the Turkish railway down Saudi Arabia, which was sabotaged by Lawrence of Arabia in the First World War. So it is an explosion of consciousness. It's a catalyst for a new life for the people of the world. And there's other discoveries that happen in that time, such as the light bulb and electricity. And it changes the face of the city, and it changes the world forever. And megatons of steel are required to build and operate them. They need the electrical generating plants, they need substations, they need metal for cross-country cables. The demand for steel becomes insurmountable. There's nothing greater in the world for the people of the 1800s than the power of steel. To get the amount of steel needed for this acceleration of the world's status, the steel has to be found in the locations it naturally occurs, and it has to be extracted from deep underground. Steel is made from rocks that grow hundreds of feet below the ground. You find a lot of steel by digging into the sides of mountains. If you want to break mountains, you need bombs. The miners are professional demolition experts. The bombs break loose the rocks and allow the rocks to be moved out of the tunnels. and the tunnels become longer and longer. 100 years ago, it was the year 1900, and the world was seeing glimpses of an advanced lifestyle where railways were transporting business goods, where people traveled on rail cars. This is something that mankind had never known before. The electricity infrastructure changed life permanently, and although not everyone had electricity, it touched every sky in the city. So in the year 1900, there's a succession of world wars that are going to begin, and they're going to continue for 100 years. The man who makes the money from the steel is powerful, and who builds a railway is powerful, and who moves the gas is powerful, and they make billions and billions of dollars from human development. It would be impossible for those men to build that himself. These men, they cannot break mountains, they cannot extract the steel, and they cannot build megastructures. The infrastructures are built by countries of people, not their rulers. So for 200 years, the power of the engine, from 1800, the power of the engine has changed the face of the world. And for 100 years, the development of fuel sources is transforming that steam engine into a combustion engine. And the combustion engine allows for the vehicle to get off the track and for the vehicle to take flight. This is the combustion engine, and it's a new world, and it's a new life for everyone. The fuel source, which will be the power for these technologies, are generally gas, oil, and diesel. Gas, oil, and diesel are made from superheated rocks and water, hundreds of feet under the ground, and exactly as the steel must be brought from the depths of the earth to the surface, the gas must be brought from the depths to the surface. So you can connect the knowledge of the transformation that the steam engine, and then at 1900, in the past 100 years, that combustion engine and its fuel source has absolutely changed, and is the contest now that we're witnessing, that we witnessed. And if we can continue in a part 3 to describe further the chronology, and to take us through time from where we left off here in the end of World War II, and how it's how it connects to the World War III. And may God protect all of the people and their homes and their families and their lives and their futures. Allahu Akbar.